Vanuatu's greatest asset for us has been its friendly people, but right now we want to head for a new country and have chosen New Caledonia. Weather has proved to be unreliable, probably due to this being a full-blown El Nino year. This departure predicted maximum 20-knot winds. Later in the day, the wind strength had doubled and in squalls more than doubled to well over 40 knots. This meant we were sailing in force 8 winds, reaching force 9 in squalls. Not what we had hoped for at all. The sailing angles from Port Vila in Vanuatu to New Caledonia are certainly not the best in the prevailing southeasterly winds. The predicted maximum of 20 knots was now steadily well over 30 knots and at force 7. One can never capture the true sea state by camera or film, but I am sure you can see we are in for a bumpy ride here.
Oh man, here we go again. Right.
Before long, we are seeing winds steadily at 40 knots and we are now sailing in force 8 wind conditions.
Wild, man, wild. Wild stuff out here today, and yeah, we hope it gets better. weather has calmed down. We had a rough night and a rough day yesterday with force 8 winds blowing, and right now we're just down to force 4 winds, which are great, with lovely sunshine and a beautiful crisp day. We've kept the sail reefed, you know, just to relax for a while, because it's just been you know, chaotic last night, and we're both tired. And yeah, we're just cruising now in the Loyalty Islands here, between 2 little islands. I've kept the sail reefed. We just slowed the boat right down. We're not interested in speed at the moment. We're going to arrive in Namibia at night, which is not ideal. But yeah, it's just great to be here after such strong winds and weather. Just to be cruising on a beautiful morning like this. Yeah, we have the fishing lines out there, and we hope to catch something. I'd like to fill up the fridges or the deep freeze before we get back there. So we've got a nice job to do over here, lad. How you got it? Ooh, the lady with the gloves. The lady with the knife. And
now we're just sort of approaching New Caledonia, and we've arrived here at night, and we don't really want to enter the reef system during the night, so we are just cruising along on the Genoa at a speed of about 4 knots, and that should see us arriving in New Caledonia at dawn. So Anna's down below sleeping. I'm keeping a bit of an eye out. You know, we get tired doing what we do. It's just the 2 of us keeping watch. So what I do is I set up some safety systems for us at night too, just in case I want to have a snooze in between. And the way that we do that is mostly with our chart plotter here. And the first thing we do is we set up an AIS system, which means that if our boat's AIS registers any other vessel's AIS coming to within a location that is considered dangerous, it will sound an alarm. And the way we do that on the chart plotter is menu. Okay, so you come down here, you will see alarm setup. And we have over here AIS alarm setup, dangerous targets alarm, and we can set that to on. And there we go. That alarm is now set up and ready to fire. The next thing that we can do is to set up on our radar. You can see we're just picking up landmass here on the edge of this radar screen. Our zoom level is currently at 24 nautical miles. And each ring we see here represents 4 nautical miles. And I want to set up a safety zone around our boat. So let's just take a look at this. We activate the radar screen now, and we go here to target tracking, and we go to monitor in zones, and we see we've got zone 1 and zone 2. Zone 1 and zone 2 is if you want to monitor 2 separate areas and leave everything else blank in between. Generally what I do is I just put a ring around the boat. So I'm going to go ahead and set up zone 1. Now you will see there's a thing here called set up zone 1, and you can set an inner or an outer perimeter. Setting the inner perimeter brings this forward, so we now know these are 4 nautical miles. So I'm happy to have a range of 4 nautical miles from the boat as an inner limit. An outer limit of 12 nautical miles. You can increase that to 13, 14, but I'm quite happy to set that down to 12 nautical miles. So between 4 and 12 nautical miles, I want to monitor this. Now you can set the width that you want to monitor this, or the bearing. What I do is I just set it to a circle. So there you can see now I have a circle around the boat. 4 nautical miles out. We don't want to record all the wave clutter around the boat, so I start recording 4 miles ahead of the boat. up to 12 miles ahead of and around the boat. Now, what this means is that if any object now is recorded within the safe zone, an alarm will sound and wake me up or warn me that something has entered as a positive reflection set at 75% sensitivity, to tell me that in all likelihood I have got a dangerous target within the safety zone. So now once we have done that, we take a look at some other options we have. We're sailing down a track here and we have a waypoint over here, which is our arrival waypoint, let's call it. So what I do is, let's say I've snoozed off and I'm just too tired to stay awake, for example. What we do is we can actually set up an arrival alarm here, and the way we do that is on menu. We go down to alarm setup again. Okay, and on alarm setup we can go down to navigation alarms, and you'll see arrival alarm radius, and I've currently got it set at 5 nautical miles. Right, you can adjust it here as an adjustment to whatever you want. I like 5 miles as a range. So within 5 miles of this particular waypoint over here, within 5 miles, I will get an alarm sounding to tell me that I am there. The other thing that is nice is you can see this route that we have going down here. This is the track we are following. If, for example, like we are currently doing, we are just cruising along slowly and the wind had to die and the boats didn't have enough direction to have the autopilot steering it, and it ventured out of the zone or off course, there is a way to set up a cross-track alarm, which means if the boat ventures more than 1 mile or 3 miles or whatever we tell it, to the left or to the right of that track, wake me up. And that too is found in the same area that you find the arrival waypoint arrival alarm. So it's menu, alarm setup, navigation alarm setup, and here you've got a thing called off-track alarm. You can see we have set that to on, and I've got it set to 3 nautical miles. So 3 nautical miles either side of the track and the alarm will wake me up.
She handed me a stone in the perfect shape of a heart. She said, I'm gonna take this home, for I know you'll only lose it somewhere after dark. We're laughing and crying.
There we are. We've arrived.
In the snow.
Well done. Hey.
For just 1 second it was funny that she would have to stay
Hi.
now and go.
Somebody stepped.